Good morning and welcome to the Hopkins Center for the Arts. I'm Molly Cummings. I'm the mayor of Hopkins, and I'm pleased to be here this morning. I'd like to introduce our city council, some of whom are working or are unable to attend. Christy Halverson, Jason Gadd, Aaron Kuznia, Katie Campbell. I know City Manager Mike Mornson is here, and several of our department heads. Thank you all for being able to attend. And a special thank you for all of the city partners from the 45 cities that make up Hennepin County. Thanks to the staff of the beautiful Arts Center who made this possible. And if this is your first or your 50th visit to our Arts Center, we hope that you will come back many, many times and enjoy plays, exhibits, events, all of the things that go on here at the Arts Center. Hopkins has enjoyed a wonderful collaborative working relationship with the county over many, many years. I'm going to highlight just a few of them. We are able to take advantage this year of the facade improvement grant that Hennepin County offered last year. As many of you may know, we did a reconstruction of our Main Street, which was a major undertaking, and now this facade improvement program is allowing many of our Main Street businesses to improve their facades and bring them up to the standard of our Main Street, improving our downtown business district. We're very grateful for that. It allowed us to do things that we wouldn't have otherwise been able to do. Hennepin County opened their service center in the Wells Fargo building, and that has been just a terrific way to offer significant improvements in service delivery for our residents and all of those who come from the western suburbs. It's been seamless and really, really a nice operating advantage for those who need to take advantage of the service center. We have the Open to Business program, which many of you, I'm sure, also take advantage of. It's a great partnership with consultation services to new and growing businesses. Many of our local businesses, of course, Hopkins is primarily independent small businesses, and they've been able to use Open to Business to take their business to the next level. We appreciate that. Jan Callison has been a tireless worker on behalf of District 6 and the Hennepin County Board. She has helped to coordinate the Community Works, which funded the station area planning work that helped inform decisions related to Southwest LRT infrastructure, so we were able to maximize the benefits to Hopkins as well as all the other Southwest LRT cities along the line. Finally, there's Blake Road and Shady Oak Road are a couple examples of how collaboration between the county and other government entities help us to take advantage and really streamline and meet the needs of several stakeholders to maximize the end result. These two projects included Hopkins, St. Louis Park, Edina, the Watershed District, Three Rivers Park. It's really a collaborative effort that benefits everyone and allows us to do much more together than we would be able to do independently. We're grateful for that. Now it's my honor to introduce Jan Callison, County Commissioner for District 6 and Chair of the Hennepin County Board. Commissioner Callison has been a tireless worker on behalf of District 6 and the entire Hennepin County area. She holds leadership roles in addition to chair of the Hennepin County Board. She's a board member of the Hennepin County Medical Center. She's vice chair of the Hennepin County Regional Rail Authority and has positions in many, many other organizations that contribute to the great quality of life that we all enjoy. Greater MSP, Heading Home Hennepin. She's on the Met Council's Transportation Advisory Board, the Southwest LRT Corridor Management Committee, and of course she's chair of the Southwest LRT Community Works Steering Commission. One of the things that's very notable about Commissioner Callison is her even keel and her ability to always, always consider the greater good and what is best for everyone, and to encourage all of us who work with her to keep that in mind. With that, I am proud to welcome Commissioner Jan Callison, Chairman of the Hennepin County Board.
Thank you, Molly, for those generous words. and for the warm welcome to Hopkins. Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. Many of you may not know that this is not an easy venue for the delivery of this speech. That is because the Hopkins City Council presents its annual State of the City speech here, and they have a reputation, you hear the laughter, for the fun they have when they let people know what's going on in their community. Past events have included game shows, pretend rock concerts, and even this year, Gene on a Stick, a celebration of outgoing Mayor Gene Maxwell. In the spirit of full disclosure, then, I have to report that we probably are not going to have that much fun this morning. No goofy pictures of County Administrator David Huff, no images of the members of the county board performing as a rock band. Take a moment to picture that. No game show format. I do hope, though, that you will leave here excited and energized about what is happening in Hennepin County, hopeful for the future, and committed to joining with us to make that future possible. Before I start, let me take a moment to introduce some of the folks who are here this morning. And if I may, let me ask each person to stand as I introduce them, and then remain standing for a round of applause at the end. First, of course, my colleagues on the County Board. District 1 Commissioner Mike Opat, District 2 Commissioner Linda Higgins, District 3 Commissioner Marion Green, District 4 Commissioner Peter McLaughlin, District 5 Commissioner Randy Johnson, and District 7 Commissioner Jeff Johnson. Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman is present today, as are a number of other elected officials, including representatives of United States Senator Al Franken and Representative Keith Ellison, numerous state and local elected officials, as well as the Metropolitan Council members, former elected officials, and judges. If you would all please stand and then join with me in a round of applause and thanks for these individuals who serve or have served. I want to acknowledge the presence of staff here today. County Administrator David Huff, our Assistant County Administrators, Department Directors, and other county staff who are present. They are joined by many city and school district staff. Please also stand and join with me in a round of applause. I am pleased that we are joined today by some of the members of our boards and commissions and by volunteers at Hennepin County. Would you please stand and accept our thanks? I can't see, but I think. And finally, please join me in thanking the staff of the Hopkins Performing Arts Center and Hennepin County Public Affairs staff, particularly Diana Houston, for their work in putting this event together. The story of Hennepin County that I hope to tell this morning is of the incredible opportunities and challenges that exist here and the determination to respond. It is a story of energized and engaged leadership and employees, and it is a story of partners working together around a shared vision of opportunity and success. It's hard not to talk about Hennepin County without mentioning its size. 1.15 million people, more than 880,000 jobs, 45 cities ranging in size from Minneapolis with almost 400,000 people to Medicine Lake with almost 400, 22 school districts, 2,200 lane miles of roads and 147 bridges, 41 libraries receiving 5.8 million in-person visitors annually, more people than live in the state of Minnesota, 766,000 transactions processed by Hennepin County service centers, 250,000 open case files in the social service area, 117 buildings, 8,000 employees, more or less, and a budget of more than $1.9 billion in 2016. In fact, Hennepin County's size makes it difficult to draw an accurate picture of what is going on here. With apologies then to those who may feel that I have left something out, let me try. Hennepin County in 2016 is a place of strong economic vitality. Our unemployment rate is around 3%, lower than that of the state of Minnesota or at the national level. Our property values are increasing by 6.6% on average in 2016, and our property tax base has returned to its pre-recession level and is poised to surpass it. Job growth is predicted to continue. Throughout our communities, construction cranes dot the skyline. This economic vitality extends to our active and engaged business communities and to our chambers of commerce, such as the chamber that serves the Hopkins area, Twin West. Hennepin County is a place of demographic change. Our population will continue to grow to 1.3 million folks in 2030 and 1.4 million in 2040. The number of seniors, folks who are 60 or older living in Hennepin County, will increase until it almost doubles, from 17% of the population in 2010 to 30% by 2030. Our population of color will also get larger, from 30% today to 39% in 2025. We are increasingly older and racially diverse. We also are home to large immigrant communities, particularly from East and West Africa, Asia, and Central America. And this aging and increasing diversity are projected not just to occur in Minneapolis, but in the suburbs as well. And Hennepin County continues to be a place of robust public engagement, where people are committed to their communities and to the work that it takes to make their communities better. They volunteer in record numbers to serve on county boards and commissions. They donate their time to an array of service activities at the county, including as mentors for youth on probation, as master recyclers and composters, election judges, and as special deputies in the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office. And they engage with their elected officials in a variety of ways and around a variety of issues. Our mission at Hennepin County is to enhance the health, safety, and quality of life of our residents and communities in a respectful, efficient, and fiscally responsible way. Our goals are that people are healthy, that people are protected and safe, that people are self-reliant, that people are assured due process, that people are mobile. We share our vision of a future where residents are healthy and successful and where our communities are safe and vibrant with those we serve. Much of our work is done quietly, without fanfare, and behind the scenes. Work such as inspection of food vendors so that people can safely enjoy this summer's festivals and events. Maintenance of buildings and grounds so that people feel welcomed and secure when they visit our facilities. Regular auditing of our social service vendors so that we know funds are being appropriately spent. Elections activities so that the 2016 election unfolds smoothly and accurately. Property assessment so that taxes are fairly imposed. IT work so that Hennepin County and resident data is private and secure, and property recording and services so that commercial and residential real estate transactions unfold without a hitch. All of this and much, much more happens every day without the public even being aware. We have successes to celebrate this morning in areas like pavement quality, where the percent of our lane miles rated good or better continues to increase. Project Child, where most of the mothers who completed the program last year had babies that were born chemical-free and were able to keep their infants. Lead paint inspections, where more than 4,000 units have been inspected and almost 3,000 units have been remediated. Our early childhood scholarship program, where hundreds of young foster children are now attending high-quality child care. Libraries, where our patrons have improved access to technology and facilities. The dispatch center, where we have now added next-generation 911 technology. And the eligibility and work supports area, where we have reduced the number of repeat and abandoned phone calls, at least when the MNsure system is working well. Some of the successes that we've seen are worth spending some more time on, such as the reduction of the teen birth rate by 51.8% since 2007, a larger drop than we're seeing at the state level. In 2007, 1,107 babies were born to teenage mothers in Hennepin County. By 2014, that number had fallen to 561. Each teenager who waits to become a mother increases the odds that she will finish school, become a productive member of our society, and when she does eventually have a child, that her child also will succeed. Another success is Hennepin Health, our award-winning managed care program, a collaboration between Hennepin County Medical Center, and North Point Health and Wellness Center. Hennepin Health improves health outcomes by considering the whole person, not just health needs, but behavioral and social service needs as well. The result has been a drop in inpatient admissions, in emergency department visits, in psychiatric emergency department visits, and an increase in visits to places where individuals should be receiving their care, outpatient clinics. We've also been successful at containing costs and have seen costs decline for those visiting the Hennepin Health Access Clinic at the HCMC Coordinated Care Center. We have moved the dial in the area of homelessness, particularly for families and veterans. Our Stable Families Initiative has both decreased the number of families using shelter back to 2011 levels and increased the ability of families to support themselves by increasing their incomes. In fact, monthly income for families in this program rose 67%, meaning that we are giving families the ability to move out of homelessness because they can pay more to house themselves. This is also true for veterans, where our efforts are moving us closer to ending homelessness. We are changing the experience of homelessness in Hennepin County. While we work to prevent homelessness from occurring, we also strive to make sure that, when it does, it is brief and episodic. Our efforts in this area make us a model for the nation. Hennepin County has long recognized the crucial role that safe and efficient transportation plays in creating a strongly competitive county, region, and state, and we continue to focus on transportation as one of our core responsibilities. 2015 was a year of construction in Hennepin County, as you may recall, and it looks like 2016 will be as well. We had more than $100 million in transportation improvements under contract, ranging from Bushaway Road, County Road 101 in Wayzata, Woodland, and Minnetonka, to the Franklin Avenue Bridge in Minneapolis, County State 8 Highway 9 in Robbinsdale, and Shady Oak Road here in the Hopkins, Minnetonka area. This year will see continued focus on roads, as well as pedestrian and bicycle access. We have made progress on creating a 21st century transportation system with continued development of the Southwest and Botano Light Rail transit lines. I am proud of our leadership role in this area. Our investments in all aspects of transportation, roads, transit, pedestrian, and bicycle access have supported and will continue to support increased opportunities for low-income people and all residents and make the entire region more economically competitive. Thank you to our business community and city partners for their strong support of these projects. We have developed 2 new intensive residential treatment service facilities. Each facility has 16 beds and serves people with a primary diagnosis of serious mental illness or serious and persistent mental illness and with significant functional impairments. The addition of these 32 beds is an important increase from the 108 beds previously available in the county and should help expedite discharges from the Anoka Metro Regional Treatment Center and Hennepin County Medical Center. In all of these, I would offer that our formula for success is the same. First, we benefit from strong county board leadership. That was true, for example, in the pregnancy prevention area, where Commissioner Opat initially took the lead. It has been true in transportation, where leadership and commitment have been strong across the county board, but certainly have been a passion of Commissioner McLaughlin. It is reflected in the health area, where Commissioner Randy Johnson serves on the HCMC Board of Directors, and Commissioner Green chairs the Hennepin Health Board. In public safety, which is chaired by Commissioner Jeff Johnson, and in housing, chaired by Commissioner Higgins. We change the future when commissioners get engaged. Second, we can't succeed without knowledgeable, innovative, and dedicated staff. Our teen pregnancy prevention efforts haven't all been successful, but staff has evaluated them and, when necessary, refocused our efforts on what works. In the Health and Human Services area, no commissioner has detailed knowledge of these incredibly complex state programs, but our staff has the know-how to figure out how to make collaboration work. In the area of housing, staff has been open to new approaches, such as the expedited processing of tax delinquent and abandoned residential properties, and prioritizing the sale of homes to people who pledge to live in them. Our review of mental health services has brought together folks on an interdisciplinary basis and driven efforts to improve our services, such as the proposed expansion of the Sobering Center. Across this organization, we see a strong drive towards improving services so that we help individuals succeed and make our communities stronger. We have been willing to take a hard look at ourselves and acknowledge where we need to make improvements. We have called on outside expertise when it is appropriate to do so. We have put in place new ways of doing our work, and we have summoned everyone to the table to consider how our systems do or do not work together. This is challenging work, but it is vital to promoting better outcomes for those we serve and for assuring the public that the revenues with which we are entrusted are well spent. County Administrator David Huff has been a strong leader here. As we make these changes, we rely not just upon county administration, but also upon each of the almost 8,000 Hennepin County staff. We are fortunate to have the workforce that we do. Third, we need the support of our partners. We need them to join with us in our vision of the future, and then we need them to work with us to achieve it. These partnerships come in all shapes and sizes: cities, state agencies, the Metropolitan Council, the University of Minnesota through our Hennepin University Partnership, school districts, community agencies, social service providers, our residents, and our businesses. In the social service area alone, we rely on more than 300 providers. They have always been important to us, but their significance has become even more evident as we have decentralized our social services into facilities throughout the county and invited various social service agencies to co-locate with us. Our Community Works program explicitly asks the community to partner with us to improve areas like Penn Avenue in Minneapolis. Our environmental resource plan was informed by feedback from our municipalities and the public. We've partnered with our school districts to tackle common issues around the graduation rate. 2016 will mark an unprecedented period of collaboration and planning between Hennepin County criminal justice agencies, neighboring counties, and our suburban partners. This collaboration and planning will include a top-to-bottom review of the pretrial practices used to detain adult offenders, termed ADI, or Adult Detention Initiative, a comprehensive planning effort with Ramsey County relating to delinquent youth placed out of the home, construction of a new juror assembly room to better serve the more than 20,000 Hennepin County citizens who faithfully serve our courts annually to ensure due process, and finally, a partnership amongst the Hennepin County courts, the City of Bloomington, and Hennepin County to construct a high-tech suburban court facility, replacing the court at Southdale, to be built on the campus of the Bloomington Municipal Center. Our strong leadership and partnerships in the criminal justice area include not just commissioners, but County Attorney Mike Freeman, Sheriff Rich Stanek, Chief Public Defender Mary Moriarty, and Chief Judge Peter Cahill. So much of what is working well is obvious here in Hopkins, and that is why I wanted to come here to share this message. Originally known as West Minneapolis and first settled in 1852, this community was incorporated in 1893 as the result of petitioning the Hennepin County Board of Commissioners and holding an election. It continued to be West Minneapolis until 1928, when it became the village of Hopkins. It became the city of Hopkins in 1947 and spurred the creation of Minnetonka 10 years or so later, when Minnetonka Township incorporated as a city to stop Hopkins from continuing to annex land from its shared border. Or at least that's the story we tell in Minnetonka. Formerly the home of manufacturers like Minneapolis Moline and the site of the county Poor Farm, it now hosts Cargill and SuperValu. It is diverse. 30% of its population in 2010 was non-white, and almost 18% of its population speaks a language other than English. And in its diversity, we see a mirror for Hennepin County. And it is typical of cities across this county that are creating their future even while they celebrate their past. The impact of Hennepin County and Hopkins and the partnerships that we have created are evident everywhere you look. Southwest LRT, which will have a stop a few blocks from here, promises to reshape downtown, and the city has been busy planning for it and working to realize the vision for the corridor through Southwest LRT Community Works. Folks in Hopkins, as the mayor said, who need social services can visit the still new social service center that we opened here. If you parked in the parking ramp, our center is right next door in the Wells Fargo building. And use the nonprofit Resource West at the same time. This past year, we updated our Hennepin County Library, a community resource that includes programming for adult learners, English language learners, and K-12 homework help. Our joint community police program works here. The City of Hopkins received a Business District Initiative grant to provide technical assistance to downtown businesses. And when the White House called Library Director Lois Langer-Thompson last year to ask about a partner for the Connect Ed Challenge, the Hopkins School District was willing and supportive. Through this challenge, library cards have been placed in the hands of almost 6,000 Hopkins students to date. 39% of these students are new library card holders, and we are discussing how this same opportunity can be offered to more Hennepin County school districts in the future. The list of collaborations continues, including the planning that is going on in the Blake Road and Cottageville Park area with the Blake Road Collaborative and the Minnehaha Creek Watershed District, the reconstruction of Shady Oak Road, and the Shady Oak Road Community Works Project. In every commissioner district and in communities throughout this county, however, we can point to the many ways that partnerships with Hennepin County exist, to ways in which these partnerships and our work support the community's vision, as well as to the ways in which they help us achieve the vision that we share. The formula for success throughout Hennepin County is the same: strong leadership, talented staff, and partnerships. Of course, we have areas of challenge as well. Too many of our residents are not healthy, are not protected and safe, are not self-reliant, are not assured due process, and are not mobile. Poverty grew by 60% in Hennepin County from 1999 to 2014, increasing from 5% of families in 1999 to 8% in 2014. In the suburbs, the growth is even faster. There, over the same period of time, poverty grew 108%. Our large economic and educational disparities are rightfully the focus of national and local attention. Housing costs too much for many people, and in this strong economic climate, we are losing affordable housing too quickly. Too many people with mental illnesses and other challenges do not receive the services that they deserve, and instead may be incarcerated. For many mentally ill detainees, the pattern of arrest and court process is a repeating cycle with little hope of true rehabilitation. Health status can be predicted by one's zip code. Despite our additional investments, we have too many children and their parents waiting for high-quality daycare. Our talented staff is likely to retire at an unprecedented rate. This year, almost 1/4 of staff members is eligible to retire. In the next 10 years, that number will grow to more than 1/3. Our loss of experience and knowledge will be substantial, and we will have to work hard to overcome it. At the same time, however, we are likely to find it difficult to hire the qualified people we need to replace the ones we lose. Job growth in the Minnesota labor force is likely to outstrip the growth in the number of workers. Competition with other units of government and the private sector for workers is likely to be strong. Our challenge will be to maintain the quality of our programs in the face of this demographic shift. Resources continue and are likely to continue to be constrained, particularly in relationship to demand. We have seen, for example, dramatic growth in demand in some of our social services, and most of us can point to areas where we believe county investment is too low. This constraint will make it increasingly important that we do our work efficiently and effectively. Asking for additional resources in the face of an aging population and an often negative perception of government will be difficult. This last, I'm afraid, may be the true legacy of the state's challenges in implementing MNsure and healthcare reform, confirming for many people the conclusion that government just doesn't work. And it's why, if for a moment I may mix good news with bad, I'm so proud of our staff in the human services area who listen calmly and empathetically to people who are understandably frustrated by the system and then work so hard to find a solution. So how do we meet these challenges? Hopefully, the answer is clear to you now. Strong leadership, talented staff, and partnerships. Nowhere is the importance of these three ingredients more apparent than in the area of child protection. This is a crucial area of work, but one where, in response to the economic pressures of the last several years and to declining caseload levels, we reduced resources. It is also one where our work is highly visible and where we compete for talented workers with other counties and agencies. It is now one where we have renewed our focus, using outside experts to review the department and results, challenging staff to reimagine its work, engaging county commissioners more actively, adding resources in the form of increased county staff, and inviting community members to be at the table with us. The work in this area is not complete, but we have made progress, which makes it particularly important today to thank all those who have been working so hard to improve our services and outcomes, and to encourage them to continue to move forward with the reforms that have yet to be put in place. Similarly, the workforce development area illustrates how we are taking action to meet the challenges before us, particularly through our Pathways and Career Connections program. This collaboration with the nonprofit community and local educational institutions trains people for career paths at Hennepin County. Some of these folks are already in our system. Now we're giving them the chance to succeed by identifying gaps in employment needs at Hennepin County, training them for these positions, and then hiring them. As we do so, we are reviewing our entry standards for positions and eliminating requirements which no longer make sense. This is a model that we are eager to share with our business partners. But we are doing more than this in the job training area. Our Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act Board, working in suburban Hennepin and Carver counties, is an incredibly important tool harnessing private and public expertise to solve the workforce shortage that our area faces. It's important that we hold it to high standards of success. Also in the workforce area, we are taking steps to make sure that we continue to attract excellent employees. In this past year, we have adopted a $15 minimum wage, expanded family leave, and enhanced our educational reimbursements. Our goal is to compete in the marketplace by making Hennepin County an employer of choice. And we believe strongly that our workforce should resemble the county that it serves. In the past 5 years, the percentage of employees of color in our workforce has risen to over 24%. As we look at our opportunities and challenges, as we consider what kind of county we want this to become, as we think about the role of leadership, staff, and partnership, I propose that we start a dialogue by discussing key questions in at least 3 areas. First, what can we do to expand and improve our workforce initiatives? How do we take what we have learned in our Pathways and Career Connections model and make them more broadly applicable? For the region as a whole, solving our workforce shortage means eliminating employment gaps. Can our Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act Board do more? Can we take the models that we are developing and expand them as appropriate across this county by targeting certain segments of our population that are particularly disadvantaged? Second, in the area of housing, are we focusing enough attention on housing preservation? The Greater Housing Minnesota Fund estimates 42% of naturally occurring affordable housing in the region exists in Hennepin County. They propose the creation of a leveraged fund to help us preserve these units. Now is the time to talk about this idea, and I plan to bring a proposal to my colleagues for their consideration. Finally, for children, are we doing the best we can? Or is it time to reconsider our approach, either through a child well-being model or the creation of a Department of Children? Will doing so help us focus on the future of this county in a new way and move us forward to complete the work of breaking down silos and harmonizing efforts that are underway in so many areas of Hennepin County? It's also time to talk about this. Each problem that faces us can be solved. In this room are the people who will guide us towards the future. In this room are the leaders, the staff, and the partners that we need. In this room is the vision of Hennepin County that we all share. This story of Hennepin County has been written over many years. It is being composed in each of our 45 cities, our 22 school districts, and our countless neighborhoods and community organizations. It is a story of a large and prosperous county where people recognize that everyone needs to succeed and are working hard to ensure that broader opportunities exist. This story has been passed on to us by those who led and served this county before us. As we do this work, we pass this story on to others. While the work is hard, it's vital that we do it well. Thank you for your commitment to Hennepin County and to the people who are depending upon you to succeed. Now, please take some time to visit with each other, explore the resources that are available to you in the entryway as well as this facility and Hopkins, and thank you again for joining me this morning.